Hey everybody, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com and welcome to this episode of Behind the Mask. We're going to do a kind of a quick synopsis recap of RetroCon 2021. There'll be a longer video because of the fact that I was able to meet Lisa and Darcy from the channel. They came from pretty far away to get to Eastern Pennsylvania. It's pretty cool to see them and go talk with them and just it was nice to go outside again too. Little guy not able to be vaccinated yet, and don't make it about vaccines and what doesn't work and all this stuff. You have your beliefs in what is right. So do I. And I'm never going to tell you that you're wrong. So it makes it hard for me to, and my wife, both of us, to kind of go out. We try to keep exposure, if we can keep it as minimal as we can. That's what we try to do. So this is one of the things, like one of the few things that I've done 19 months. It's been outside, so it was interesting. It helped me kind of get back out in the world, and it was nice to see them, Lisa and Darcy. Agents of M.a.s.k were there. I only saw Wyatt and Jason's son. I couldn't find Jason, and by the time everything kind of transpired, time just got away really. So it's unfortunate that I didn't get to link up with them, but hopefully I'll be able to talk with them soon. Fun. But yeah, it was this was the most I had ever seen, like attendance-wise, at any of the RetroCons. I don't know how many I've been to, but it was something to behold, really. There was no shortage of vendors. Tons of really cool costumes. There was a Miles Mayhem there. I didn't see him. I was looking a lot for the mask items and kind of scoping the tables out from what I could find. But yeah, it was a Miles Mayhem there. I did not see him at all, and it wasn't the same gentleman that I know of that was there when he did the panel with Doug Stone years ago. I think it was another costume, so it's pretty cool that somebody made that elaborate costume. And there was a post in the Mask Collector forum as well, or a Facebook page, that somebody dressed up as Sly Rax and Cliff Dagger. So it's good to see the cosplayers out there. I don't think I have the engineering skills for that. I can just wear the creepy Matt-Trakker mask, but I don't want to scare anybody that much. So, but yeah, it was an interesting time. There was the thing that stood out the most was for what was available. Well, I know. Let's step back for a second. The guests, nobody really stood out to me as somebody that I had to meet. I can tell you that if COVID wasn't a thing, there might be some guests there that maybe in the coming years that we would gravitate more toward, but that's to be seen. We'll see how that works out, but it was. There were a ton of guests. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, it was nice to see people interacting, and it was nice to see something that looked normal. So that was it was really cool. I guess the one that was like really stood out was the guy who played Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. He just kind of he was just dead. So, I don't know his full acting prowess, but yeah. So I know that it's just kind of funny. But I wonder what else he acted, and I'll pull it up and put it here. But he's best known for being a corpse. I think there were 3 movies, 2. Who knows? on that front. I'll look that up too and post it. But Batmobile was there. That was pretty cool. The Adam West 66 version. As I'm talking about this park here, there's probably going to be a video. I hope I post it. Probably will. I would try to get good shots of it. It was impossible. So many people around it. So I got a video of a guy climbing into it. All I saw was breathtaking by them. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Have it here. Yeah, a lot of vendors, and the thing that was there the most were the Masters figures, mostly Origins that I could see. A lot of the originals too. You never see that outer space version of He-Man or the relaunch of, what was it, the early 2000s? I forget what year it was. We don't see that much of those. A lot of Origins. Some Revelations figures, but not as many. And there was a really good overall representation of pretty much anything you would want to collect. The things that I were looking for, I actually was able to find. I set out for two things that I wanted to get while I was there. One was something mask related, one wasn't. We'll get that in a second. But there was just so many vendors, and the one thing I will point out is a lot of the prices, not just for mask items, a lot of them were high, in my opinion. There were some vendors that actually had reasonable pricing, but I don't fault anybody for it. I think if these guys have local shops, it probably didn't really go well for them over the past 19, 20 months, whatever it's been. So if they're trying to make up for lost revenues and things like that, I don't fault anybody for that. It's the world we live in, or it'll eventually level out at somewhere, at some point. But some of the mask items were high, and this is my opinion. And I kind of have a pretty good grasp on what I would pay for mask items, and that's what I'm going to pay. If it's worth more than that, so be it. But that I have a price in my mind, and if it's not that price, I'm not going to talk right down to it. I'm just going to move on and see what's next. But for example, it varied. There were some tables where loose things were like 30% higher than they should have been. Exact pricing, I don't remember all of them. The one thing that stood out the most was a Billboard Blast for $40. But there were some reasonably priced items, like one of the things that I was looking for. Again, we'll get to that in a second. And a lot of video games. That was nice to see. The one thing I was glad to not see there, and if I didn't see it, or if I missed it, maybe in the past there were some spots that had just, you could tell it was kind of like just a guy who overvalued too many things. Like it was like the guy had his collection up for sale and sold it. That's what he was doing, and so everything was overvalued. I didn't see many of those tables. So there were higher price points with things, but it wasn't. You could tell it wasn't that person versus just a kind of a vendor. In that's my opinion. So the items I wanted to find were Demona from Gargoyles. I have the figure, but I don't have the tail or the wings. And they come with guns. Sometimes I don't really care about that. So I have looking on eBay, they're just to get those are like $20. And I got the figure at like a flea market. There's other terms for that. I remember meats, and I don't know what it is overseas, but it's basically where people are outside and selling their things. So I got that for $1. I remember it because there was just like a basket of things there. So I was like, yeah, I'll take these things. Um, so I found a Demona, and I paid $20 for the new figure with the weapon, the wings, and the tail. So now I have her, and she is sitting comfortably up with the rest of the gargoyles protecting Grayskull and the Hall of Justice. So that was pretty cool to find. And as I was walking around, so for Liam in the car, in my car, there's a basket of toys for him in there, and naturally they're going to be, something comic book related or 80s toys related. So right now we have some of the Titan series superheroes in there: Batman, Spider-Man, and Silver Surfer for whatever reason. My dad had that. It was still sealed, but it wasn't worth anything, so I took it out and put it in the bin for him to play with. Although he does get a little glary. Sometimes it gets a little blinding there. But I found a Captain America for him. It was $8, something like that. Just little things. I wanted to find that for him. There were others out there, but I didn't want to get too many things because he has a lot already. So they'll be able to interchange stuff. So Demona, that Captain America, and I had the goal of finding Demona and also finding a box for Hurricane. And I didn't see one on my first pass through. I did like a 1.5 pass through of the tables because it's hard to do it all at once. I was able to find it. The boxed item. So the box itself, it's 50, if I remember correctly. And below it, there was a buzzard box and the figures and the vehicle all there. Pretty good condition. I didn't need it. Didn't need it. No, I have a buzzard. See, I don't even remember what box I had. So it was I'm glad I didn't buy it because that would have been hard to part with two of them. So no, I done a Hurricane box, good shape. So I go in the collection, and photos up here, and I'll review Hurricane at some point to get the box in there. But another thing I came across was a graded Calhoun Burns figure. I was just kind of dumbfounded that I would see that there. And the thing that really, so it was at the Captain America table where I got that, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye after I was leaving the table. It's like, oh, graded Calhoun Burns. It's one of my favorite figures from the line, so that was already a plus. The vendor sold it to me. It was priced at $85. I got it for less than that. Because he's actually a fan of the site and the channel, so thanks for doing that. But after I bought it, I didn't look at it too closely because I was really excited to see it. The grading description is incorrect. It shows sly racks and pit stop catapults. So I emailed the place that did the grading to see if I can get it corrected. But I don't know if should I get it corrected? Should this be that really, really unique piece in the collection that's just gonna help stand out, or should I get it graded or regraded or whatever I don't know what the fix would be. They would have to unseal it, I would imagine, and get the correct thing in there. But Let me know in the comments what I should do there. Should I, if they offer to fix it, should I get it fixed? I'm not going to pay for it because they're the ones that screwed it up. Or should I leave it as is? I don't know. So let me know. But yeah, that was the pretty much the things that I got. The really cool part of it all was meeting Lisa and Darcy, seeing Wyatt and Jason's son. I couldn't find Jason, but I wasn't there that long. Said it was kind of my first, major outing to in a large gathering like that. So it was a sight to behold. And we'll do a broader recap, but that was kind of like my smaller recap of it. Really well done. Hope today, Sunday. I'm recording this on Sunday. I don't know when I'll get it up online. You have to edit everything, but Tony and everybody there. There wasn't anything last year. It had to be canceled, and I know this is something that's really close to their hearts that they put on every year. So hopefully everything went smoothly for them in the back end. Hopefully cleanup's going to go well for them too. But hopefully next year we'll have maybe some people there, some guests that maybe will be, like I said, closer to something you might want to go to and get autographs from, and we'll see. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But if you have any questions in general about RetroCon, I did meet a couple people of fans of the channel when I was there. Some other people that messaged me too. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for very long, but I appreciate you reaching out and appreciate the people that I did meet. Sorry I didn't get very close to you, but it was still very nice to meet you and know that you're out there. And while we still don't have M.a.s.k back in full yet, we have you, the fans out there, that are still keeping it alive. That's the important thing. But yeah, if you have any general questions about the event, feel free to let me know in the comments. But make sure you let me know. If they offer, should I get it fixed, the graded figure, or should I keep it as is? Right now, I'm leaning toward keeping it as is, but I don't know much about graded figures either. So I don't know how much that hurts it or makes it more valuable in the end. That's why you get stuff graded. None of my stuff behind me is graded. You can't see it right now. I have a screen up, but it's just an interesting thing. So, and the screen here there's some things in here that I'm kind of in the middle of shooting a couple episodes, and some health issues that came up for me. It was harder for me to kind of focus on things here, but I'm getting back in the groove. So, yeah, there's a couple episodes that are in the middle of shooting and editing, so I don't want to ruin it. So I'm hiding it from you. But yeah, pleasure meeting people there. And again, sorry that people that I didn't get to meet. There's always next year. So that said, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help keep M.a.s.k alive. And this is Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later. Spectrum's got such super